critique of how we will critique our nation to move forward.
Right.
They are not enemy to me. You hear more Liberian, but oh, this person, when you put somebody in the animosity group, you do not listen to them, you do not even digest their
Right.
message
Right.
they are
Right.
getting you.
Right.
And if I do that today, Ellie will not be able to talk to me. I need her and she need me.
Right.
I want to fix the problem of Liberia. I don't want to face individual problem. If it become national issue for us to say, like Joseph Boakai say, he was the vice president, but he want to try Ellen Johnson Sirleaf when he become president. How are you going to try this lady? You were vice president too. What law will you create to satisfy that? We got to be technical,
Right.
you know.
No, I agree with you on that, right? Because that technically he was part of the United Party-led government.
Exactly.
So if anyone is auditing the United Party-led government, Joseph
All of
Boakai will
it.
not be an exception.
Yes.
That is clear. That is fairness. But Joseph Boakai is a candidate, and you a candidate. I guess the way you speak, you have not been in Liberia for more than 10 years. Am I correct? Have you lived in Liberia for more than 10
I
years?
think you made mistake. February, I was in Liberia. From 2014, I lived in Liberia for 1 year, 9 months before I came back, and I'm getting ready to go back. The only reason that holding me is the election commission. I'm directly involved in the day-to-day activity with Liberia.
That's good. But my question is, have you lived in Liberia for more than 10 years?
Yes.
Consecutively?
Well, I don't know where you go consecutively. Every other 2 months, I go to Liberia and come back. I just came from there October or September. You know, so I don't know what you're talking about. I have home there, just like I have home in the U.S.
Okay. But the law, the thing, the where I'm driving you is that the Constitution says before you become president, you must have lived in Liberia for 10 years. Do you meet
Well,
that criteria?
technically, I know you are a lawyer. Where you driving at? Let me tell you. I was born in Liberia. I've lived there for more than 10 years. Okay, and in the past, I've gone there and done a whole lot of things. Even during Chancellor administration, when the Ebola were hitting, guess what I did? I sent a medical team there, and I went there from Jowa to Foya. I was working with them foot to foot to get medicine to people. So if you want me to leave my job where I make money and just go to be in Liberia stationary before I can run, that's not what our constitution requires. The constitution requires that you must be a born citizen of the
That's
country.
one.
Because the pioneer that came were not even living in Liberia, they did not put that in the clause. So as a lawyer, don't try to put it in.
No, but listen. You all are the ones who make the law, right? You are a policy maker. That's what I mean. You are a policy
I
maker.
have not made any law.
But you are a policy maker. You are in the medical field.
Yes.
Fine. So then you have the people of Liberia. They, the framers of the Constitution of Liberia, said three things. One, before anyone can make a decision to be a president, the National Election Commission must make sure that that person is a born citizen of that country.
I am born citizen. I born
That
9 months.
person must have a property more than $25,000.
I get houses in Liberia.
The person must have lived in Liberia for more than 10 years prior to
I have
election.
done that.
Prior to elections.
I have done that.
Okay, so that is left with you and the National Elections Commission. We're not going to waste our time on that. Let's go down to a few other issues. Honestly, why do you want to be president when George Weah is the president and he wants to win his second term? Why don't you wait for George Weah's second term to finish?
Well, I don't know how well you are acquainted with the problems in Liberia. Joe Weah is our president. I give him a respect. But here is where he and myself fall apart. He
Well,
have no knowledge of the law. Let me be very current with you. He traveled out of the country for more than 2 months.
almost 2 months.
And according to our constitution,
Mm.
the president can only live for 14 days, and during those 14 days, he received $1,000 a day plus a hotel and other guests and feeding. But they may have been away for 2 years. That shows that they may have no respect for the country. Then second, when it comes to security, George Weah went on national radio and told the people that every Liberian should secure themselves. I was surprised when Comey then had their meeting at the sports stadium, somebody was arrested for carrying gun. If you tell people they should secure themselves, what do you want them to secure themselves with knife or collar or spoon? They have to carry something. So I was surprised that because look, this government is full of catastrophe. They do not operate on principle. They are just fighting one another. If the police director did not listen to that message to go arrest somebody for carrying gun on them that they did not shoot at anyone for their own protection, I have problem with that. The law is the law. If you, the president, come up and tell the people that everybody should secure themselves, they can buy a bazooka or a rocket launcher, anything they want. It shouldn't be. If I become president tomorrow, Liberia will be secure. Anyone who commit crime, anyone who have murdered somebody will be charged under my administration. And my warning to the old politicians is this, and every one of you people who are Liberian, here is it. If you under my administration, you're supposed to turn left to go to Old Road, and you didn't do it, and you quickly turn left at the wrong place. Everything that will put on you will come to light. But if you want to live and enjoy yourself, live normal life and lay low. This idea that people come honor you because they don't like your system, they try to create conditions, it will catch you. Whether that Ellen Johnson or whether that Charles Taylor, the trial will be very swift and very vigilant. And any lawyer who stands in the way will face the consequence. That's one of the problems we have in Liberia.
What I'm understanding from you, you probably you will need to explain this. I don't think you will want to see the three branches of government operating independently, because if you are president and there are judicial issues or many people are on trial, you as president, you are not supposed to interfere in the workings of the judiciary.
Yeah.
Am I right? And will you do that if you become president?
Some part you are right, but as a president, you are a supervisor. You must supervise every one of those ministries and bring them to a way where you can work with your system.
No, I think with my little knowledge
let me define my change to you, then we can go from there. Change. I'm coming in for change. Okay. Allowing the next generation to exist.
Right.
That word change.
Right.
Now you know where I'm coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to compromise the next generation for one group of people who have been there corrupting our system. Thank you,
so
sir.
The legislators under your administration, they can impeach you if for any reason you want to influence their decisions, because you are not supposed to do that. They probably could say, well, Mr. Vargbelee is interfering in the workings of the legislative branch, and because of that, they could, cite you and for an investigation. Will you appear under certain circumstances?
According to our constitution, they have all the right to cite me for anything. Right. But let me ask you a question. You who asking me now.
Right.
George, we are staying for more than 40 days. Which one of the elected legislatures that you have seen that come up to say they will try anything? Let me give you some direction here, okay?
Yeah.
We have the Senate Foreign Affairs Chairman.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Ways and Means Committee Chair. We have the Senate Pro Tem and the Speaker of the House. These people are people that need to get together to say when the president is doing something wrong, to call them into section and have it done. None of them have done. The legislature, the judiciary branch, supposed to get together and call the president in the house and say, hey, this thing you're doing is wrong. How many of them have done that now?
Well, George, we are just even though I am here to question you, you're not here to question me, but because of the exchange, let me be quick on that. George Weah just got into the country, and he just started making report to Liberians. There are a lot of confused statements that are coming out. It is very likely I can sit here and say legislators will not ask him. If they don't ask in the next 1 month, then I think we can begin to address your question.
Yeah, but I'm not going to ask you now. I'm
Okay.
going to put a question likely for you and myself to understand.
Right, right.
Our legislature cannot ask George Weah because they do not understand the constitution of Liberia.
That's
If they
contendable.
do, if they do understand the constitution of Liberia, they should have summoned him while you were on the trip and say, "Come back, or we'll create an interim government before you come back." That could have forced him to come back, but they did not.
I see you taking a very radical position here, and
That's
I
why
think
I'm about radicalism to improve the life of the Liberian people.
you're supposed to be one of the medical doctors in Liberia rather than a politician. With
You
all your
are you
experience
are
in
quite
biology,
correct. This is why I endeavor for. This is why I devour. But I remember I told you my minor was political science.
I know that I got that.
So I'm not strange to politics. Don't count me out.
So you think becoming president you will best solve Liberian people problem?
Yes, sir.
Now let me say there are a lot of drug trafficking going on in Liberia. How do you hope to handle such a situation if you were ever to become president of Liberia?
Well, let me tell you something. We have two group of drugs that are in Liberia. One, the regular drug that all human beings take that is infested also. Then the narcotic drug.
Okay.
So here is what I stand. When I get there, the first thing I'm going to do to establish a council of men and women to check every drug that entered Liberia. It used to be there. I know I was a laboratory technician. We had Mohan Pharmacy that tested all the drug and know the potency before it came to Liberia.
Right.
Anyone, whether you from my village, you selling drugs, there will be consequence when you are caught. Whether from Nigeria, Ghana, or what, or even from the US, they will be punishable by the Liberian law. I don't care what Amnesty International say. Liberian must build Liberia.
Hmm.
And if we don't start thinking that direction and think a hand on will be the only way for our life, that's what we have done for the past 175 years up to now. We must move forward.
What is your I get that. I mean, you're going to make sure that the law of Liberia applies for those who are trafficking drugs. That is what I'm getting from you. But
Yes,
let's
sir.
look at the economic side of your plan. How do you hope to
Look,
deal with Liberia economy? It's a challenging area
we
likewise.
we must first establish security.
Okay.
When we establish security, then I will be able to involve other people that around the world to come here and open private business. There is no government in the world that can establish or feed all the citizens. The private business, even in the United States, are the one that support most of the citizens than the government. The government only supports their activity toward the private citizens. These are things we're looking at. I must be strong in security. In the first 3 months, I will establish strong security. There will be consequence for certain action. Look, my brother, let me tell you something. We may be talking this, it may look funny,
Mhm.
but let me tell you something. Liberians are being killed and their body being displaced, and there is no accountability. Who
Right.
can you convince to go there and get business? Even you who here, what you doing there? You could have been doing it in Liberia. How
Right.
can you feel comfortable to go do it when Liberia be killed and no investigation, no reason for why they were killed? That's some of our problem. We must deal with security first. In the first 6 months, there will be aggression of security apparatus. And I will be appealing to the international organization to provide us some training for our security. Our police are corrupt, our military are corrupt, our citizens are corrupt, and we have to correct that. It's only done by punishment.
Wow.
If you kill someone, you will be killed. That's our law. It's proving that you are the killer.
Capital punishment is not allowed in Liberia.
Well, that's why you think, but it's in our constitution.
So you will kill anyone who kills another person as
If
president.
proven guilty, I will
Okay.
not kill it. It's the law that will take its due course. We have not been able to apply our law as it is written by our own founder. Look, I used to live with Congo people. They told me that they wanted to change my name to Baker. I argued with them. I said, I don't want to be called Baker. I'm a Vargbelee. I will die as a Vargbelee.
Hmm.
Some people change their name, but it's about time for us to identify ourselves and see who we are and where we go further.
So for your presidency, what are you going to do with for those who brought war in Liberia? Saying you're talking
Look,
about security.
let me tell you something. We have some system in our country that is ridiculous. We have some sin that is ridiculous. This is the only country in the world to say if you kill my mom and kill my pa, I will vote for you. And happy in realistic. We
Right.
have people, politicians that are in the House or representative or senator that were involved in direct murder of people. Where do we start? Here is
Right.
where I'm going to start. I'm going to put those as a petition to the Liberian public. When majority say try them, we will try them. When majority say that leave them, we'll move forward, we'll leave them and move forward. Like I told you before, if any of those who on a suspicion just turn left, coming from Ken Johnson Road and want to come to Capital Bay, turn left, you have problem. You have problem. And
Did
that
you
problem will be
did you study
very
security? Did you study security while coming up, while growing up?
yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay.
I have worked.
Were you in the U.S. Marine or any of the?
I was recruited for the Marine, but I refused to go
Okay.
for some time. But
Okay.
I have a lot of friends in security that is attached to me, and I will use them to treat. Some of them are former CIA, some of them are FBI agents. I will recruit them to go train the Liberian, especially the security forces.
You think Uncle Sam will be on your side if you get to Liberia to do all of the big
Look,
jobs,
the United
or we should
States
leave
of
that on the side?
the United States of America have always been on side. The thing is, we have not decided what we want to do and tell them and how much it costs for them to give us the money to use it for that particular purpose. We have always asked for money when they give it to us, we use it for our own personal gain. I believe if I become president, I come to the White House, whoever will be the president, whether Republican or Democrat, trust me, they will be on my side because they will know where I'm speaking from is something. Here is one thing where Uncle Sam will disagree with me. Let me be very clear to you. The
Hmm.
idea of changing the name OAU, okay?
Hmm.
I would like to restore that name OAU. That was by our ancestor. And they had a reason why they created the organization. If the West is afraid of that name, let them tell me so we'll make a deal.
Why don't you advocate for the United States of Africa, but rather the OAU? It's almost like going back to the same old thing our people did.
What,
Today, Africa is not
what's
united.
the different organization of African unity and the United States of Africa? What's the difference?
The difference would be you will have
Either
a
way,
federal.
is either way, I will agree with you.
Okay.
Okay, I
Okay.
don't want to argue that. Either way, I will agree with you. But African must be able to define what they want and ask the European or the West to help them. It's not the West telling them what to do. Let me tell you a great good example. I'm a
Mhm.
traditional man. No American person can tell me more about the poor and Sunday society better than them. They have tried that. And I have explained to them the poor and Sunday society was not just a society, it was an institution. We destroyed it. That's where discipline came from. That's where our people, we learned to build our houses. We learned
George Weah went before the United Nations. He promised to get rid of female genital mutilation, FGM.
that's the part that they want to sell all that to, for the world to agree with them. Female generation, I'm a medical doctor, okay?
Right. Mhm.
It has some negative and positive impact. Most of the younger in America who have not gone through that, they are sexually promiscuous. They go after men instead of men coming to them.
That is an assumption though. Even though you're
No,
a
it's
medical
not an
doctor.
exception. I live that life of female generation, generation, but
Yeah.
nobody have been able to explain to the Western world to understand. That's the problem. I'm not guessing. I'm telling you a true story where I grew up. I was a man. I went to the poor society, and I know what we learned there before we came out. Look, we used to banana and hang the banana outside. We leave it there and go to bed. Next day we get up and sell it. Nobody could. Today you
Right.
can't try that in Liberia.
That is true.
You can't try that in Liberia. Why? It's the culture that we're looking for. We don't understand. Is it more valuable to us than what our people established? We have to redefine that. We have to redefine that.
So
It's not what people tell us that matter. It's what we know to
were
establish
you
Africa.
were you establish or re-establish the poorer society in all of the counties, the poorer and the sandy society in all of the
I
counties?
don't have control of that. Those who believe in it, I will support them to establish it and see how it can work in our society. But I'm
Okay.
not going to demand from them. If
Okay.
we see that it's not relevant at this time into our politics, we let it go. I will advise that we let it go.
Okay, that's a good point. Now let's continue. Let's continue on our presidential journey. Um, there are so many political parties. You know them. Do you think you have a chance? Do you think your opportunity of becoming president is glaring? You have a vision that you want to be. You want to be the best person to deliver Liberia. But do you see that? Do you think the 2020 election you can make any impact? You can really be president of Liberia?
Let me tell you, I've gone from Magiri, Bomi, Grand Kemo. I'm heading for Bopuru, Bon County. Anywhere I have preached my message, anywhere my brochure have reached, there have not been even 10% in that country to reject that.
People are deceptive. You know that?
Well, I understand what you're saying, but I'm telling you based on the facts on the ground. We have our inner struggle.
Okay.
Usually when you give money to Liberian people and advise them to use it this way, they use it other way and come to you with a different result. We are learning in our process.
Okay.
And I have learned a lot since I started now, up to now. I'm not telling you I have not made mistake myself or they have not made mistake. But every one of us have the one factor. We are learning the day to day how to move forward. And I'm very, very, very sure that
Are you more popular than Joseph Walker? You
we have
think?
not had that rating. But
Okay.
most of the radio stations I have gone to, I have won them. I broadcast on my Give radio. I broadcast on Nima radio. I broadcast on Lufa radio. even in Maserado, Grand Bassa, and all the people are favorite of my message. What I'm teaching them, what I want them to do, how I want them to look at our country to move forward. They are all in collaboration with my idea. There are not been even 10 or 20 people that come and say, no, this idea you're talking about doesn't work. Let's move forward. This is what I'm about. This is I tested this message when I was running campaign for Baka, from villages to villages. And I could see the enthusiasm. Look, politics is a game. If you're speaking to the people, you have to really look at their faces and see that light or glare in their faces. Then you continue the message or to change it. And I, no, I'm very good at that. And it has worked for me, and it's working.
So let me look at you and look at Liberia is in search of a very good leader. Now let me put you in the basket. I see you, I see Alexander Cummings, I see Joseph Boakai, and I see all other persons who want to be president. And I see that George Weah, the current president, may likely win this coming election. What could be your analysis that will prove me wrong?
That's your prediction. I can't hold it against me. But here is what I tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I have been preaching to the Liberian people, you who are hungry, I don't have the money. When your real group bring the, like recently, when he arrived in Liberia, most of the people he saw to the party headquarters at Zoko, they are hungry. How can I tell them don't take
I
money?
agree with you. I agree with you on that. I don't think
How can I tell them don't take money from Joy Weah or don't? You are giving them 500, I 600 Liberian dollars. I say you're taking and move on. When it comes to coming, let me be very plain with you people.
Mm-hmm.
This is where Comey and myself distant ourselves. Comey knew he was a gay man. Only to run, he failed. Then before he came to say he's a gay man.
Comey said that he's a gay, Mr. Vargbelee. And
yes,
that's
he himself pronounced it to the Liberian public. If you call to Liberia, somebody will tell you, oh, that faggot. Why
that's a speculation. Comey is married with children.
It's not a speculation. It was announced on radio and everybody invited knew about it. For example, let me go back to Joseph Boakai. Everybody.
Well, let's talk a little bit because this is a revelation. Now, if I see you as one of those opposition politicians,
I'm not an opposition. I'm a rivalry politician.
Rivalry. What is the difference between rivalry politician and opposition politician?
Because when you tell me you are opposition to me, I don't want to listen to your message. I've closed my ear. But as a rivalry, we all saying the same thing, but with different to get our interest.
Okay. So you wanted to say something about Joseph Boakai?
Joseph Boakai is somebody who has been in government for 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
And he has not brought anything on the table that can change the political dynamic in Liberia to benefit the masses. My question to you and him is this. What does he have that he want to bring now at a late age? Does he want us to bury him as president in the presidential convoy, or he really have something tangible to present to the Liberian people?
Well, I'm not running, right? It is you that is running. So if you say Joseph Boakai want to be buried as a statement, well, that's your view about Joseph Boakai. I know Joseph Boakai listens to you, but here's a point. Mr. President in waiting. Here's a point. You were the very person that said you campaigned for Joseph Boakai. Now you say Joseph Boakai, maybe he want to die as a statement. Maybe that's why you want to be president. But those who are following Joseph Boakai will get angry with you and will even think that because you were the one who are pushing this man to become president. Had he become president, you would probably have been one of his health, maybe probably the minister of health.
That was the real tune it was said on. But what Joseph Boakai did not know that I was trying to study the political atmosphere in Liberia.
Like a real CIA.
Secondly, let me tell you, he just said something important. Let me tell you why. Joseph Boakai have had his term. It's about time for him to go to bed and allow the next generation to take over so we can bring ideas that meet up with 2023 political arena in our world.
Somebody listening to you will feel that somebody listening to you.
Let me give you an example. Give me a chance.
Yeah, go ahead.
I talk about change. Okay? I define change. Joseph Boakai was sitting on Nigerian radio. He wanted to define arrest. Okay? When he decided to define word like arrest, I define fair for you. I define pull, passing over opportunity repeatedly.
Wow.
These people have no political knowledge. They want to take something that somebody have already created and make something out of it. Seeing as coming came on and said Liberian United for Greater People for Change. We have Liberian. I have got on the radio and I told the people.
So you mean
listen, Liberian United for Change have no connection with coming Greater People. That is right.
But you need a vote of the global people. You know that, right?
I need a vote of the greater people, but I'm not going to deceive them.
Why they will not leave their son because of you?
Why didn't? That's why you think. Look, this is the politics we have played for many years. Liberians have said, okay, George Weah is a crewman. We had to vote for him. But how many crew people are suffering in Liberia now? Even in Nukuta.
Right.
We need somebody that can fix the country to bring business. If I become president, West Point, I'll build another real estate and transfer all the people from West Point to there and make West Point as a tourist center right by the river where people can sit down there and look at the Atlantic Ocean, bring in their drink, and have a sidewalk where they can walk freely, and then have some real nice hotel there where they can stay in and pay money to bring money to our country.
That's a fine idea.
Okay? Same as New Cruton, we have accounted places that are occupied by people. We need to resettle them and move forward.
Even where you put a New Cruton will not agree to move. Some of them will not even go in.
No, it depends where you pay for them. If I pay you a good anywhere, and it's in the vicinity of the city of Monrovia, you will move. Nobody is bigger than the government.
I see a lot of people are laughing. Like people are really admiring your composition tonight. But let's go to this. The children of Liberia. The children of Liberia.
Yes, my opportunity to you.
Okay.
Please have another program at a convenient time for me to be on. I will educate the Liberian people in detail.
This is a platform. It's open to you. Anytime, just let us know. Talk to the manager. The manager will definitely make arrangement with you, and we can have discussion. This is an open, independent platform. We want all of those. And let me say this in a very open manner. There's a reason why every Liberian that have come on this show, they have said they want to be president. There's a reason why they are saying that. Yeah. When I see someone like you, it's that desire that is in you. It is that urge. It is that change you want to see in Liberia. Sometimes it may be unfortunate, but we have to respect someone. You have made history for yourself. Those of you that have made pronouncement, it is historical, right? So whether you become president or not, in the real sense of the word, you will be remembered as one of those who want to bring change. So for us at 2A Radio, we remain open to hear the voices of everyone. So anytime you want to come and talk any issue, just talk to the manager. We definitely will welcome you. But let's go down to our discussion. The children of Liberia. I feel for Liberian children. They don't have electricity to even study. I send an iPad for a low child. They cannot charge it to allow this child to have free time to learn because of electricity. What are your plans for Liberian children if you were ever to be given the opportunity to be president?
No, there are started a plan for you. You just talk about them being able to study. I went through it. I was born in a beautiful village of Nama, and we studied on a lantern called
Right.
Dedepu. You know Dedepu? You don't know it. You young. Looking at your face, you young. You take the bottle, the Coca-Cola bottle,
I know. Okay, I know what you talk about.
you put hole there and wrap it and put something
Oh,
like kerosene inside and light it. That's the only way we started to go to junior high school or
okay.
elementary school.
So is
That's
that what you want Liberian children to still do today?
no, no, no. Here is the reason why. Here is
Mm.
how I'm going to renovate that. Liberia have the Manon River, the Kavala River, the St. John River, and the St. Paul River.
Right,
Each of those rivers will need to develop a hydro. One
right.
will need to pump water to the entire country so we can sell it to the rest of Africa. And two will be to put only electricity that go around. We don't need electricity running from Ghana to Liberia. We have the means of doing it. Invest into
So is
establishing.
George we are wasting resources by going to Africa Coast and bringing current from there to Liberia?
The current is not from Africa. It's actually from Ghana.
Okay,
Okay, and that alone is just how can you pay for electricity when there is no job?
right.
Where will the people who want the electricity get an income? We don't have those in Liberia. You can bring all the electric line in Liberia. The EU that is sponsoring that from Ghana to Liberia so they can make money. If we establish our own, we'll be able to sell it to the rest of the West African countries.
You able to create jobs for Liberians?
Yes.
How many jobs you think you create for that country to make the young people who have graduated from university to start
You,
to work?
you asking political question. Unlimited job as long as we provide security. Unlimited job as long as we provide security. Remember, we cannot pay our own, we cannot even feed ourselves. When you open five different farms of agriculture, when you open a real mining industry, not like the one that in Liberia for Joy we are and Cody, when you open a mining that can benefit the country.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
grew up. I grew up in Mano River, right? The National Iron Ore Company. So I know what
yes.
you talk about.
Okay. How is it that the Mano River, the Bomb Mine, the Lamco have not been able to manufacture one steel in Liberia?
That's a good question.
How was that set up? We have to
But I
research.
know. But I know.
You have to produce. You have to produce what you are mining in Liberia and take the material away, not the raw material.
I
And
agree.
let me tell you, you might not be looking at it. I'm somebody different. Trust me, my brother. We have certain mineral now that is more than uranium and bromide. These are the things that will be used in car that of today world where they say is Tesla or something electric battery.
Right.
Those minerals are in West Africa. They are orange part West Africa. And one of the good mineral in West Africa is the one that is responsible for making the nuclear bomb. How many countries in West Africa know about nuclear bomb when we have those mineral in our country? That's why when they blast the mine, they take all the data there into the something and transport it to their country to analyze it and get a mineral up. That would never happen under my administration.
Hmm.
Never.
You know,
You
when I hear people like you, I'm I don't know really, but from the conversation, it's like a Liberian will give you chance. Liberia could be a shining star in Africa. Would that be
It's not
right if I say that?
it's not about shining star. It's about representing ourselves and reaping the benefit of what we God has given us to live with it. We don't Liberia don't need to borrow money from any country. If we can make our gold bar and our diamond into our country. You come, you want to mine diamond, I agree with you. But here are the conditions. You produce it right here, you take your share, we keep our share and back our economy.
Somebody say you will be corrupt just like any other past leader of Liberia.
I'm sorry for laughing at you.
I know that nature.
I never wish to be rich. Being rich is a problem. I wouldn't want to be the solution to the problem of Liberia.
That sound philosophical.
I never have advocated that I want to be the richest man in the world.
But
But
you are
I
a millionaire, right?
I want
You are a millionaire.
well, God has blessed me somehow in America. I've been able to make it. Okay, I can't deny that. But remember where your life starts from. There are some children there that are suffering more than you when
That
you
is true.
started.
100% true. That is true.
So how do you reach back to them? Will you say because I'm here now, I want to die? When people in Nama and say they meant without him this was not done.
Somebody say it is like you don't want interviewing me on this program.
No, I'm not.
No,
I'm not interviewing you, bro.
we have to fix it. I like the way in which you are discussing the issues. But let's go down to money. Top money matter. Georgia has changed and has metal coins and gets so much Liberian dollar floating on the market to the point where when we hear some of them, even the exchange rate, somebody talk about like 200 some more dollar to one Liberian dollar. How do you hope to handle that if you were able to be president come 2023?
Look, anytime I hear about Georgia, some kind of dream between my head creep up. That's why you see me scratching here. Liberia people,
Georgia here, you will get so much mad with you because the niggas came
Liberia
from
people
for a few days.
knew that Georgia was not a leader to represent them, and they took him. Okay? So I don't blame this boy. The guy is a playboy. He play in Monaco or wherever he play and make money. He squander it. He can't ball home in Florida.
That may not be just the exact financial status of George Weah.
Let me
People
tell you
always say that
something.
George Weah squandered, but there's no evidence to show that he squandered his money and he's living his life.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
Mhm.
Liberian people hide behind technology. I don't. I
Okay.
tell you what the fact is.
Okay.
George Weah have no knowledge of management of any form. So take him to give him our country credit card. That's what we're facing today. Deficit.
Hmm.
The man can sit down in a house and call for money from
For Liberia.
one eye or anywhere, and they give it to him. He just go and do what he want to do. I don't blame George Weah. I blame the Liberian people. They elected the wrong person. I don't know what way to tell you.
Okay, time is fast spent. Time is fun. There are a lot of comments here, and I don't think we will take all. We'll read all, but I have a lot of questions here. We want to talk about sports. How do you hope to develop Liberian sports? The young people to make them active, to make sure they, get you a medical person. You know what it means to exercise, and probably you can link all of that to sports. And I also wanted to see Liberianization. How do you hope to handle that? Liberians should be only a group of people who will sell certain goods and not people coming from other places and just selling almost what Liberia should have to sell. And there's no management
Well,
in those
let
directions.
me
So,
answer to you in sport. in order for us to get our country to get on the international level as it was in sport, even though we were not winning much, but yes, we were there. We need to invest more in sport in our younger generation and,
Okay.
and, and take our sporting forward. And that's one of the unfortunately for me, Joe, we are who play sport have not been able to attend to those things. Then let's talk about other issues that surrounding that. We need a psychiatric treatment center in every county. We
That's an
have
error.
people that fought war and killed people, and
Right.
they are in the midst of us. That society can never be correct.
I agree.
So we need to find a center where we can identify each of them, go there for 6 months and be treated by the right kind of people and give the right kind of medicine so we can move forward. We have epidemic of drugs that in our country. We need to hold those who import illegal drugs. The last time I heard about that, Joy Weir were involved in transporting a shipment that was tracked from West Jamaica to Liberia just for money. We had to think below beyond money. We had to look at our people and give them the service they need to go forward. Our country need our citizens. And the only way we can do it is to provide some education for our people. Right now, if you go to Liberia, they are divided into quarters of drugs. Let me tell you something. When Joe Weir decided to go back to Liberia, just recently, just
Mhm.
a day ago,
Mhm.
each of those drug czars that are selling drugs in the area were
Mhm.
giving drug free, and they were
Wow.
giving $150 in their pocket. So do you tell
How do
me?
you, how do you, how do you get that information? That's a revelation. That's news.
Trust me, I'm daily, daily involved in Liberia. Some of my infiltrators I have set them to go and find out what happened, to be part of it so they can know it. They make themselves to look like drug dealers.
That's a
These
that's a
are the
strong
people.
that's a strong accusation against the president of Liberia. If he's distributing money to drugs dealers,
Five hundred
that's a
Liberian
felony.
dollars. 500 Liberian dollars were given to those people who you saw them on TV say, "Oh, Joe Weir is our person."
Okay, so I mean, time is fast spent. As I said, we will really I admire you, and we will make a lot of arrangements to keep coming on the show so that we can have a better discussion on the Liberia political activities and what is going to happen from now to 2022 election. Are you certified with the National Elections Commission?
Uh, can you hold on? Let me use the bathroom, please.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Um,
Sweet, sweet, kiss our little. Now, for go alone, yeah. Sweet, sweet, kiss our little. Now, for go along. You take it from Peter to the Paul, will take it from you tomorrow, mama. Sweet, sweet, living is sweet, oh. Whether rich or poor. Boy, don't pray for long fellow. You can pray for long life. As long as
Welcome back, and we are in conversation with one of Liberia's prospective president, and Mr. Vargbelee. He's a practical politician. He says he wants to be president. Mr. Vargbelee, time is fast spent, and I was asking you about the no, let me see. Let me take this comment. Let's take a comment, and we'll take a few more questions, and then we end the day, right? And let's start from the bottom. Um, um, this person says, oh my God. Okay, this person says what the national spokesperson of all Liberians has spoken. And brother finds something else to say, man. What can a Boakai offer Liberians that now that he couldn't do for more than 40 plus years in power? A Wia is even better than a Boakai. That's a statement from Tommy K.D. Johnson. Well, Tommy, that's your opinion. And Alex Jones said this is a nice interview. Well, thank you. Alex is another presidential aspirant.
Yeah.
And yeah, he too wants to be president. Okay, and this one says, I agree with that. This is the same Alex, another presidential aspirant. He said, I agree with Dr. Marx. They should have created an interim government, talking about the statement you made when Georgia was out of the country, where lawmakers should have called him to return. His failure, they should have taken some other actions. Okay, these are great exchange. That's from 2A Radio, the same 2A Radio. Parents, please tell your guest the Liberian people don't know him. Let him start from the House of Representatives. Comes 2023. The Liberian people elect just elect Joseph N. Boakai as president of Liberia. Okay, they say Liberian will elect Joseph Boakai. I guess that's what he's trying to say. And this brother Alex again said, that's what I'm talking about, meaning he's admiring your conversation as for where some Tommy, okay, he's laughing at your responses to some of the questions here. And let's see this one. This is from King Johnson Online TV. Following closely from the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus.
Cyprus.
Okay, so that's he's following the discussion. And this is Clarence again. He said, this is Clarence. Clarence says, well, I'm following for Hamilton,
Canada.
Ontario, Canada. He's calling from Canada, talking from Canada. And we have, okay, so those are a few comments. We have other comments here. But those are the ones we think we can read for now. Let's hear from you further. Time is fast spent. As I said, we're going to call you again, and we'll have more discussion. The youth and sports have been discussed. What are you going to tell the women of Liberia?
Look, I must be honest with the women of Liberia. There is a reason, theologically, where God made men and made women.
What's the reason?
I believe that one, I don't think one should dominate the other, but coming together is a harmony. I believe in that.
Okay.
I do not believe in any form of homosexualism, gay, this. I don't believe it. You may have me wrong. If they come to our country, we'll discuss it. If we are comfortable with it, we introduce it and work with it to make it part of our society. I have some gay friends. I live in gay capital. I know how to deal with that. So don't tell me, oh, you hate gay people. Some of them are my personal friends. They got good opinion, but I tell them this: you and myself work together. You have a limit. I have a limit. I love women, and you love other men or other women. I have nothing to do with that. I don't even understand that medically, as I said. Okay,
Okay.
but I want to be honest to the people of Liberia. This country, we are dwindling to the wrong side of life. We must take the destiny into our hand, regardless of who it is. let everyone else support them as long as that idea is to liberate our country to bring a different change that will give us the better future. I apologize to all Liberians. I may not have all the answers you want. In fact, one of the iconic questions I was hoping to come, what have you done in Liberia? Those are
Right.
completely, I, I hate to say it, it doesn't make political sense to me. Because our constitution only clearly said you
Right.
must be a born citizen.
Right.
I have done a lot for Liberia. I have sent medical equipment. I have sent books to empower our school. I have documents to support those. I have done a lot, but it was only because of my own will. I was not doing it for me to buy to be a president. This time, my goal is set to be president. And here is what I have to tell you. We have to change the Liberia structure as it is to promote us on the international level so we can be respected just as our forefathers said it. I'm not against the Congo people. They didn't do everything that was right, but yet they were able to put us on the map. I respect that. But I can build from there to go further. Thank you.
Is there any African leader that you admire? I mean, maybe a few of our last questions.
That's I know. Well, I will look at Nelson Mandela,
Okay.
okay, and
Okay.
Robert Mugabe for taking a straight stand against the British to establish his country. And there are
Okay.
several other African countries. Even when the Ghanaian leader spoke
Right.
in this last conference,
Mhm.
he gave a message that
Right.
I was entertained by. We as Africans must be able. I don't know what to tell you. There are
I
so
mean, you are right. That's one speech that really, in my view,
yes,
was outstanding at this U.S.
yes,
Africa summit.
yes.
The Ghanaian president stole the show, if I may put it that way.
They
He
gave the
really cautioned. His
yeah,
speech was presidential. His speech was persuasive,
yeah.
and that's such a speech. I felt like that was the calling on African. You don't have to be the moment you have
We
a
have
blind
to
spot.
wake up and
Yeah,
also remember the other guy who spoke and said Africans should not only meet when the European call us or
right,
the other country call us. We should meet and discuss issues before we meet them.
right, right.
So that tell me Africans are waking up now from
Mm,
their dormant state. You know that word dormant, maybe people don't know. When you're sleeping, you are in a dormant state. That's
mhm.
what medical people call it. A
Okay,
good, something. I don't like to use terminology, but
right.
I like to. Africans are now lifting up from their dormant state to become reality. I was very happy, impressed by those two speakers.
Do you believe in press freedom? Probably our last question. Do you believe in press freedom or the freedom of mankind? Or
Look,
you believe that men should be controlled and that the government should take charge?
there is no press freedom as is expressed in America or anywhere in the world. Gerardo went to Iraq. When he started reporting detailed information about the war, the American government called him right back and told him if he ever broadcast that you will be put into jail
That's
because
finished.
he was giving a battlefront information. Look, let's be careful with some of these words that we pronounce. Let's
Okay.
be very careful. What is good for America is not good for you, African. If it's not good for all, let's exercise on it and move forward. If it's good for all, let's use it to move forward. Just because one organization is Amnesty International. They not help you until you start correcting your country. Then they come in with nonsense. Why would I listen to you?
Because the war is a global village.
That's true, but it doesn't work in my book. If he didn't help me from the beginning, I'm thinking I would have lost my job.
Okay, time is fast spent, and we have been talking to Mr. Max O. Vargbelee. He is one of our Liberia's newest uh, presidents who wants to be president. He wants to deliver the country. He said he wants to build Liberia better than what it is. He wants to build down, electric dam, meaning in the different rivers around Liberia to make sure that Liberia can supply herself with electricity and also be able to supply other West African countries. He said he wants to build schools. He wants to urge, want to build a better security system for Liberia. He want to make sure that Liberia get out of it dodging. So we will be talking to him on another good day. Mr. Mark Dito. Sorry for that. I think that's one mistake I've been making. I mean, your honor should be due you. Dito Max O. Vargbelee. We want to say thank you so much for honoring our invitation. And this is an open, independent media station that is here for everyone. As we said, feel free anytime. We will welcome you to discuss the issues that matter to Liberia, Africa, and the rest of the world. Thank you so much. It was a pleasant time having you on Two-Way Radio. Okay.